Jerome Valk, very happy. Football Association, how happy will they be? What impact will it have on them?
Interesting to note, Rob, that the FA chairman Greg Dyke wrote to the head of FIFA's task force at the weekend and said and reiterated the FA's position that they didn't want a World Cup in the summer, they want it in the winter. Interesting to see, just looking through the different tournaments coming up, look at the FA Cup final in 2023, miles away. But 2023 is actually a significant date for the Football Association. Why is that? Well, it's the 100th anniversary of Wembley's first FA Cup final between Bolton and West Ham, called the White Horse Final. So what the Football Association will want to do is they will want to protect that, and they will want to do everything that they can to maintain the integrity of that competition. Another interesting stat for you: the FA Cup third round, of course, takes place on the first Saturday of the new year. In 2023, that's January the 7th. That's the latest it could possibly be. So a little bit of luck from the FA's point of view, if you're looking at it down that. What's, of course, the big questions that are unanswered is the impact it will have on the Premier League changing their fixtures, having to suspend, having to move fixtures, the impact that will have on FA replays, FA Cup replays. For now, it's far too early to say at this stage, but it does give you an idea of just how much and how significant the ramifications are of this decision.
What about the transfer window? That's another ramification as well. It's due to open then, I would think, on January the 1st. Could that still go ahead? Will there be players lining up in the World Cup to have their moves sealed within a week?
Well, a common misconception, Rob, is that FIFA actually dictate the timing of the transfer windows. It's the associations that ultimately decides when their windows take place, and European associations prefer it to take place in the current form. But, for instance, Iceland's transfer window only closed a couple of days ago, so there are changes around the world. What has to happen is that, in this case, the Football Association would need to go to the FA, go to FIFA, sorry, and say that we want to change the transfer window in this date. Again, it's too soon to say, but it is an interesting one, because at the moment it suits clubs in Europe to see how players perform in major competitions, whether it's the World Cup, the European Championships. They've then got that time up until usually the end of August to decide whether or not to make a move for that player. Of course, it's all turned on its head now for the winter. That's a question for the FA.
What's Sepp Blatter saying, Brian?
Sepp Blatter's been very quiet on this one. He wasn't in Doha for the task force meeting. He didn't need to be because he wasn't on the committee, but perhaps surprising that he wasn't there. He has always maintained in the recent months that this needs to be a Winter World Cup. We'll get a chance to see him in Belfast, of all places, on Friday. He is attending an annual meeting of football's lawmakers called IFAB. That's when we'll try and get to speak to him about this decision. But Sepp Blatter's someone who has performed a number of U-turns over his career. Remember goal line technology? He said he didn't want that. Look what happened there. He also said he wouldn't run for a fifth term as FIFA president. He's on the ballot paper to run for a fifth term. So he's someone who has changed his mind on a number of occasions.
What he hasn't changed his mind on, Brian, is the fact that he wants to take football to all corners of the world. Is that still what he's maintaining as far as this Qatar bid is concerned, that it ticks that box?
Very much so, and that's been FIFA's all-round perspective on this. They want to bring the game to new territories. And in this debate, you've got two camps. You've got those that feel Qatar should never have won it in the first place because of the heat in the summer. You've also got those that say it actually shouldn't have been awarded to them because of other allegations in relation to that bid, allegations which at this stage have been proved unfounded. There have been investigations into FIFA officials who took part in the votes. There have been disciplinary procedures that followed that vote. So it's often seen as being anti-Qatar, and a lot of people don't know what the panellists think about this one. It's not so much bringing the World Cup to new territories, it's more FIFA moving the goalposts here, because this was always meant to be a Summer World Cup.
One huge day. 4 powerhouses of the game. First to Anfield, where Liverpool have designs on returning to the top table of European football. They face off against the champions, who still believe they can retain their crown. Improbable, but not impossible. Then to Wembley for Chelsea-Tottenham. They reignite their rivalry in the Capital One Cup final.
It's a fascinating prospect.
The first silverware of the season. 2 epic fixtures. 1 momentous day. Live, only on Sky Sports.